Genuinely, you want to know the reason why 273's route hasn't even changed except that one time in 2001? I'm doing this video because historically, some idiot tried to commit feeder integration with service 273. Well, the easiest way to think about this is that this side is entirely forest, and then this side is entirely residential. And since 124, which also used to loop like this, by the way, in the past, before it was extended to Harbourfront, since they wanted 124 to be bidirectional, because they didn't want long loop services, they had no choice but to make 124 serve a new catchment in the form of this. So again, 124 has no choice but to call bidirectional. And now that you've taken 124 away, you need 273 to stay like this. Again, loss of 124. 120's purpose is completely different. It's supposed to link the entire estate minus this part to circle line. So keep in mind that this and this have completely different purposes and cannot be merged. Because this is a one-way street, okay, not really because of the fact that it's one way, but this area is the reason, this bus stop is the reason that's preventing every single thing from merging together, and for good reason. Keep in mind that this is an elderly estate, so it's not so simple just to tell these people to like cross the road. It's not that simple. So whatever you have got going on for like 992 and stuff like that, it's not going to apply to 273. And I absolutely hate it when people are like, this happened to 992, so why isn't the same thing happening to 273? Well, there is a reason why. Okay, 120 doesn't call the bus stop here, but that's not important. The most important fact is that there is one thing that 273 offers that not even 124 offers, because now it's bidirectional. Because it has to serve this catchment. 273 is useful because it calls along this side of the road and not the forest side. It's the residential side. So again, it's ease of access from Bukit Merah to this area and from this area back to Bukit Merah. So 273 used to be like this, and then it got amended to be like this. Now this isn't a roundabout, it's more of like a horseshoe thingy. Why? Because this part of the road didn't exist back then. So 273, ever since 2001, has been stuck like this. And when you have connectivity that was present ever since, is present ever since these years all the way up till now, it's like 45 years and then it's like 24 years. You cannot break it. Unless you have like a really good reason to do so. If you break it, you need to introduce like red and white plates to this area, which isn't really that ideal. It's not really the case of like Bukit Permai Avenue where there's like no choice, but over here you don't even need red and white plates. Just keep the route separate. 273 also has this like one really important role. It's for these three bus stops plus the bus stop at Telok Blangah Street 32. It's for them to go outside and intercept buses like 145, 131 to go to wherever they want to go to. It's a hub spoke thing. And from 145 and 131, they could intercept at like the bus stops along here to go back inside to go home, basically. Because 273 is designed to turn left. It was never ever designed to turn right. Never. I mean, sure, you could design all of these bus services to turn right, but 273 has to turn left. It's the only way you could ever access the northbound bus stops. And keep in mind that 124, yes, it does this in the other direction, but keep in mind that 124 calls along the forest side and not the residential side. And this is an elderly area, an area that has a high percentage or population of elderly. So comparing blue and black, obviously the seniors would prefer to use the bus service in black because it is at their doorstep, not 124. In fact, I think the only enhancement that is in theory possible with 273 is that like this, like this, like this. I'm not changing the purpose of 273. Like this, and instead of like turning left, I make it turn right. Go up here, and I put a bus stop along here, but that's kind of pointless, right? Because there's already a bus stop here. But in case the people over here feedback that they want a bus service, I mean, conceptually, this is okay. Like this, and like this. I'm not breaking up 273. I'm not changing the purpose of 273. I'm just adding one extra bus stop at Skyline Residences and probably one over here. So mind you, this is the way to extend bus services without killing off existing connectivity. You see, it's smart, right? Like 273 takes you from inside to outside. 120, on the other hand, it takes you from outside to inside. So can you see the reason why 120 and 273 have to be separate? One takes you out, one takes you back in. Again, meaning that if you're coming from 145 or 131 along this side, or even if you're coming from 124, like there's a difference between taking 124 going like this and taking 124, I mean 145 or 131 and then going like this. It's different. I mean, there's also like 124 like this as well. But again, from this diagram that I have drawn, you can see very clearly that this, and this are kind of like along the main road. I would say this thing is the main road, even though it's a minor road. These two services, they are meant to call inside, which is unlike these three services. These two call inside. These three call outside. The easiest way again, outside, inside. Inside, outside, yo sunny. Inside, outside, yes sunny. Again, in simple words, this and this are calling along this side of the road only. They are all different things. And they are different for a reason, and they should never be merged. I should even say this. This is 1, this is 2, this is 3, and then kind of like this catchment is 4. It's different. There are like 4 different demand patterns like within this one small estate. It's not just 2, it's 4. People who say 2 should quit being bus enthusiasts or bus planners. So in short, the advantage that 120 doesn't really offer the advantage for this side, but the advantage of 273 in general is that it calls this side of the road and not this side of the road. It allows people to go into this side of the road and to go out of this side of the road, if you get it. Again, just a reminder that this side is for 124 and this side is for 273. And 120 is just meant to bring all these people minus this part because they could just literally walk to Teluk Blangah MRT. Because 273 is the only bus service that turns from this bus stop to in this direction. Every other bus service turns right. Only 273 turns left from here. Even historically as well. It is the only bus service that ever turned left minus 124 before it got extended to Harbourfront. That's not important because it's already passed. So I don't want to see anybody doing funny business like saying, oh, 273 should go one round and cow Teluk Blangah MRT. Guys, you already have 120 for that purpose. You don't need 273 to do this. The reason why Service 64 can never be broken up, to put it simply, it's because, how do I put it? It's like 198 used to go to Sims Place, and 64, it had a different route back then. I think it went like Tanglin Road or something, I forgot, but 64 was later redesigned to take over all the deleted sectors of 198 between like Commonwealth MRT and Sims Place. Except that 198, except that 64 nowadays doesn't even really go to Commonwealth MRT or even Queenstown MRT. I should say from like Alexandra to Sims Place instead, because 198 used to go Alexandra Road as well. So okay, Alexandra to Sims Place, 64 was designed to cover from Alexandra to Sims Place, and that alone is the reason why 64 can never be broken up and unfortunately has to remain a long loop service unless you put like some form of like container along this area, like these bus stops. And keep in mind there are 3 bus stops along here. This shows how um okay, this area is like quite hilly, and because it's hilly there is a need to put 3 bus stops here, and also because there are a lot of seniors living along this estate, right? So that's the reason why they have like so many bus stops inside. Yeah, it's like there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, all for the convenience of residents. Now, if you see like why the line is thinner between here and here, this is a car park road, which means public buses are not able to just go inside. So obviously, this part of the road is pretty much non-existent. Sorry, it's pretty much non-existent for buses in general, like when you're planning bus routes. And it also really sucks that because all the private housing is in the way, you're never gonna have a road connection between Sterling Road, like in this general direction, towards Alexandra Road. Which means that on the way back, you're not even able to call Sterling Road in the first place. So I'm gonna show you why I'm making 64. I mean, my friends do have a plan regarding like introducing more services into this area and making the main 64 kind of bi-directional, but I'm just saying IRL, like as it is, why it is impossible. So if you make this thing bi-directional, you only have one plan. Okay, the reason why is because this is a Y junction, this is a Y junction, like this is a Y junction, this is a Y junction, and this is a Y junction as well. Every single entry and exit point, entry point into Sterling and Mei Ling, Mei Chin, whatever you call it, every single entry point you could only left turn in, and every single exit point you cannot right turn out of it, out of the estate. You could only left turn out of the estate. So obviously that's going to be a challenge. So if you make this bi-directional, you're gonna have to go like this, 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 instead of going down, unfortunately, you have to miss one bus stop. Like this, like this, like this, and like this. A few people actually take 64 like through this loop because just to arrive at this bus stop, their doorstep. So in this direction, unfortunately, you cannot call this bus stop at all. So you might be thinking like, what if the reverse bound, I would be like this, 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 go inside, this. Unfortunately, this is not possible. Unfortunately, you're not able to do this because, again, all the exit points are only left turn out. So, in this direction, you have no choice. Like, basically, just continue on Queensway, Alexandra, like this. In this direction, you are going to miss out Sterling, Sterling. I mean, actually, one stop here, two stops here, and then three stops here. You're gonna miss out on a lot. Alternatively, instead of like doing this, you could also do this, like this, like this. Do the red and white plate thingy, or even if you don't want to do red and white plate, you could do this instead, and then turn out. Either way, it's fine. It's just that when it comes to like routing in general, because this direction goes here, right? So I would be like, put a bus stop here so that it can be somewhat bi-directional instead of like going here. So the quote unquote westbound direction, I would be missing out on this stop. And then for the quote unquote eastbound direction, I would be missing out on like these three stops in general. So you're gonna have, if you make 64 bi-directional without any compensation, let's say a feeder service that does the previous loop like this in this fashion, unless you introduce a service like this and then call it like 64M, like what my friend has done. Unless you do this, the reason why we're even doing this, I mean, my friend even suggested to do this is because he just wanted more connectivity inside Sterling Road, but he has compensated everything. But let's say if you just extend 64 to somewhere else and make it bi-directional in the process without really giving compensation, the people along these four bus stops who are unable to effectively take a bus out or take a bus in and reach this, okay, this one's not that bad, but the fact that like Sterling Road, you have a bus into Sterling Road, but you have no bus outside, going out from Sterling Road to the outside world to like at least I would say Redhill, Ganges Avenue, Havelock Road, Clemenceau Avenue, Dhoby Ghaut, Little India. If these people no longer have like a direct bus route to these places, going bi-directional wouldn't work. So again, what my friend suggested was that we introduce 64M like this as well. Like, okay, it uses up more resources, right? But that's the plan. We want to give these areas a little bit more connectivity. So we're making 64 go westbound. We are bringing 64M, and then this one could even call Chinsui Road. Like, basically. Like, basically, I was telling my friend that, like, if you want to do this, okay, this is basically the main 64, obviously. And then you're gonna run it like 972 and 972M. And then the M service. The M1 basically loops like this. The M1 we would send. we would send it like this so that they can have different catchments. Although on hindsight, it probably would be wise to make it so that 64M is the one that extends westwards, and then 64 we don't even touch the route at all. But it depends. I don't really want to go into the specifics of this because I know it might have backlash because this is the route variant and this is the main service. Although I think my friend knows this as well. The downside of like extending the main service out is that it depends on your frequency for 64M basically. I'm not saying that like 64 has like good frequency in the first place, so honestly this doesn't even matter. Lol. But the main point is that if you want to make one of them bidirectional, you need to compensate it with another one. And then I told him you could make it function like this instead. Like, this is really the best solution.